Good morning, students. Welcome back to RV Online Classes. Today, in this session, you are going to learn the lesson, The Gifts of Nature. Before starting the lesson, I want to complete the pre-reading task. Man cannot live without the gifts of nature has given him. Name the three gifts of nature has given us. Oxygen, land, and water are three main gifts of nature. Oxygen, land, and water are the main gifts of nature. Next one is, why does water get polluted? Before that one, what is meant by pollution? Introduction of pollutant into the source is known as pollution. What is the water pollution? Water pollution can be caused in number of ways. One of the most uh, polluting being city sewage and industrial waste. Water pollution is caused mainly by two things. One is city sewage, and the second one is the waste, industrial waste. Both are connected with the water pollution. Next, why does the air get polluted? Why does the air get polluted? Air pollution is caused by the solid and liquid particles and certain gases that are suspended in the air. Next, why is the soil losing its fertility? Why the soil is losing its fertility? Soil loses its fertility due to the accumulation of unwanted and duplication of wanted inorganic salts from the improper irrigation and acid rains. It loses its fertility. Next, why does man destroy the forest? Why does the man destroy the forest? The ever-growing human consumption and population is the biggest cause of forest destruction due to the vast amounts of resources, products, services we take from it. So we are destroying the forest. What happens if man becomes too greedy and selfish? If the man becomes too greedy and selfish, what we are doing? We are we are destroying the nature. Ultimately, we also destroy in one day. Means we are destroying the everything, forest and natural things what we are getting in the nature. So ultimately, we are also one day destroy. Okay, now I want to read the lesson. We all know that God has given us the most beautiful gift, the gift of nature. We have the long ranges of mountains, the wide oceans, the sparkling streams, the dense forest, the animals, birds, and insects. We have colorful flowers, fruits, the earth we live on, and even the air we breathe. These gifts of nature are ours to admire, use, and preserve. It is our moral duty to look after the things God has given us. We must learn to take care of the gifts of nature so that these are not destroyed or harmed. We must not use the gifts of nature for our selfish ends, but instead work to preserve them. 100 years ago, there were many more animals than there are today. But over the years, hunters have killed them for sport and food in large numbers. It is feared that some species may soon become extinct. Today, these varieties of animals like tigers, lions, and some rare species are on the verge of extinction. If we do not take care of these rare animals, there will be soon be none left except in pictures. We must not kill the animals and birds for sport. We should also preserve the forests so that the wild animals can thrive and multiply. To most of us, ocean is an endless expanse of water where there are countless fishes. But today we are making the ocean dirty by throwing the tons and tons of refuse into the rivers and oceans. This is known as water pollution. Huge ships sometimes sink in bad weather and oil spreads over the surface of the ocean, thus preventing fishes and water creatures from the breathing. We have to be careful if we wish to preserve the waters for the fishes and sea creatures. If you were go for a picnic on the banks of a river, be careful not to throw your waste papers and tins and bottles into the river. Avoid the washing dirty dishes into the river. Help to keep the river water clean and usable. Trees are said to be green gold. They are so valuable to us that we cannot live without them. It is necessary to cut down the trees in order to build our houses and furniture, but we should also plant more and more trees to maintain the ecological balance. This is seldom done. We should help by planting saplings in the parks and along roadsides. We should see to it that cattle do not destroy the young plants. As we all know that the God has given us the most beautiful gift, beautiful gift, the gifts of nature. We have long ranges of mountains in our earth or land. We are seeing that long ranges of mountains and wide oceans and the sparkling streams. Sparkling means a small spark or gleaming water particles. And then dense forest. What is meant by dense? Yes, closely packed forest. The animals, birds, and insects. Here in the nature, we are seeing mountains, oceans, and then forest, animals, birds, insects. We have colorful flowers, fruits, and also the earth which we are living, and even the air we breathe. These gifts of nature are ours. These gifts of nature are ours. We must admire. We must admire them, and we must preserve. At the same time, we must preserve. Preserve means to keep something as it is in order to prevent it from the being destroyed. What we must do? We must use, at the same time we must preserve that. We must preserve that to keep something as it is in order to prevent it from being destroyed. It is our moral duty. Moral means concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior. It is our moral duty. We must check while we are using. We must keep in our mind. As I am using, I must preserve this one for next generation. Look after the things God has given us. We must learn to take care of the gifts of nature. We must learn to take care of that gift of nature so that these are not destroyed. So that these are not get destroyed. Destroyed means end. Destroyed means end the existence of something by damaging. Are harmed. Harmed means injure. We must not use the gifts of nature for our selfish ends, but instead work to preserve them. We must use that one at the same time. We must preserve the gifts of the nature. 100 years ago, there were many more animals than there are today. Before 100 years, there were many more animals than there are today. But our over the years, the hunters have killed them for sport. Here, sport means an activity involving the physical existence. What we are doing to show off what we are doing, we are hunting the animals. In large numbers, it is feared. Feared means afraid that some species means one kind, may soon become extinct. Extinct means not exist. Extinct. Today, these varieties of animals like tigers, lions, and some more rare species are on the verge of extinction. So yes, now before 100 years, there were many more animals, means tigers, lions are there. Nowadays, they are in the less number. If we do not take care of these rare animals, there will be soon be none left. If we go on killing them, there will be less number. Ultimately, they will get worse. At that time, what happens? We must show that we must see the animals in the pictures. We must not kill the animals and birds for sport. We must not kill the animals for sport. We should also preserve the forests so that the wild animals can live and thrive and multiply. Means they will give birth to young ones, and by that their numbers is increased. To most of us, the ocean is an endless expanse of water. Here, the ocean is a large water body. Ocean is a large water body. Expansive means a wide, continuous area of something. Here, it is a large water body. In that way, there are countless fishes in the oceans. There are countless. We are not able. So many fishes are living. But today, we are making dirty by throwing the tons and tons of refuses into the rivers as well as in the ocean. What we are doing? We are polluting the water. This is known as the water pollution. Polluting the water is known as by throwing the refuses, tons and tons of the refuses is known as water pollution. Huge ships sometimes sink in a bad weather. Sometimes big ships, while they are sailing, they because of the bad weather condition, they will sink in the water, and spreads the oil. And they are while they are sinking, they spreads the oil, which affects the water means aquatic animals, problem in the breathing. We have to be careful if we wish preserve the waters for the fishes and sea creatures. We must preserve. Preserve means maintain something in its original existing state. We must be careful while we are using that one. If you ever go for picnic on the banks of the river, be careful. Uh, Not throw your waste papers, tins and bottles into the river. While we are going for the picnic, what we are doing, we are eating some snacks or drinking some cold drinks. What we are doing, we are throwing the waste papers as well as the tins in the water. And what we are doing, we are washing the dirty dishes in the river. We must avoid this one to help the river water clean and usable. Trees are said to be green gold. The trees are said to be green gold because they are giving they are helping in more and more ways. So they are said to be the green golds. They are so valuable to us that we cannot live without them. We are not living without the trees. It is necessary to cut down the trees in order to build our houses and furnitures, but we must do one thing. We must stop this one, and what we are doing, we are continuously cutting the trees without planting the saplings. We must avoid this one, and we must if we cut one tree, we must plant four saplings, then the trees increases, the trees number will be increased. We should help by planting the saplings in the parks and along the roadsides. We should see it that cattle do not destroy the young plants. What we are doing today, we are planting the trees. After that, we are not taking care of that one. Then the cattle or someone will destroy that one. That is not helpful. So we must take care of that one, then it will grow and become a big. Today we are planting the sapling. If we take care of that one, then it will grow into a big tree. Okay, I want to stop here itself, and now I want to write the meanings. Dense, closely, closely packed, sparkling, a small spark, or gleaming particles. Preserve, cookie, eat something in order behavior. Fear, be upright, yes. Next, species, a class of individuals, individuals having some common characteristics, words. Words means and edge are border, edge or border, expanse, a wide, continuous, area of something. Preventive, keep something from happening. 17. Sorry. Reserve. Maintain. Maintain. Something. In its original or existing state. Sapling. In black. I think you understood the lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.